Mike, hey, how is everyone doing? I could use some knowledge from the Swoleverse. Some of you may remember a post last week from Josh where he found a giant ass tractor tire in a ditch and decided to grab it and use it for his training. Well, that got me thinking of ways to add some variety into my own training. And that had me thinking about the Rocky 4 training montage. I love that shit. Which led to strongman type training with things like Atlas stones. And finally, I landed on the idea of sandbags. I could easily find the materials I need and do it yourself, something like that. And it seems the weight could be easily adjusted. So my questions are, what are your thoughts on this style of training? What would be the pros and cons of it? Anyone else love or hate it? Any other thoughts would definitely be appreciated. And thanks, Josh, for reminding me to think outside the box. Keep doing what you do, fam. Have a great weekend. Go to the fucking gym, fuck average, and swole slut. So actually, that was like a good idea for me too. Like I think at the new place, I'm gonna get a tire. I'll probably get a tire or something or two, keep them on the side of the house. That way we could do some videos and do some fun stuff. Tires are great because it's very deadlifty. It's a great thing to, it's a great thing for just metabolic, just for cardiovascular, for strength. Depends on how you do it. Depends on what kind of tire you have. They're great for smashing. You could smash the tire with a hammer or something like that, like the Thor hammer. You get like a mace, something that's designed to smash. So that could be excellent. In terms of making weights or weights. So any way you can make uniform weights and just like that. The reason why weights are balanced evenly is because you can have technique, you could be specific, you could repeat a movement over and over again, you can control it, you can build those skills and be safe. If you're grabbing and when you're grabbing items that are not consistent, that are irregular, unless you practice with them regularly, there is that irregularity, there is that chaos where you have to grab it in a unique way. You might have to grab it off the ground. You're not going to be able to grab it with like perfect form necessarily, a flat back, everything controlled. So there's more chaos. There's more room for things to go wrong. Now, of course, if you practice training in that chaotic manner, you might it's a nice little cross training for functional and real strength. That's why deadlifts are so popular. It's a very functional movement. However, you're rarely gonna lift something off the ground like a deadlift unless you're doing a deadlift, which is why these types of things, lifting stuff off the actual ground, can be really beneficial, at least in light capacity, just to give your body that exposure. So your body is going to just has to adapt to these different stresses. So if you put your body under a certain stress and you're very regimented, you're only doing machines all the time, you're only moving the sagittal plane, you start going and doing something with more chaos and more rotation, you could easily hurt yourself if you don't progress properly, because all of a sudden you're doing transverse rotational movement really fast, but you're used to just sitting at a desk or only moving front to back, which is why a lot of weekend warriors, dudes that sit in the office 6 days a week and then go play golf on the weekends, are only rotating one direction really fast. And the whole week they're sedentary, locked in place, hips and knees locked, they're rounded forward. And then they go on the weekend, move only one direction to get those repetitive movement patterns and with a massive amount of torque. That's why a lot of golfers have back problems, because they're overloaded and with repetitive movement and power and speed. So I think it's great. Weights are weights. Weights are weights. And you could be creative. Look, weights are expensive. Steel prices are going up. You might see that on websites, shipping, just those delays. And a lot of people were saying, remember like a few months ago, some of you were saying how steel prices were going up, and everyone's saying, well, I kind of look online and I don't really see too much of an increase. Some things have increased, but you're going to start seeing that. It's not instant. When you start saying you have steel shortages, that doesn't mean that, or prices go up. It doesn't happen instantaneously. It's down on the supply chain. So that stuff's going to start coming through in the next couple of months. So like in terms of equipment and stuff that you need to get, I mean, if you're going to get stuff and you're trying to build out your home gym, a lot of people aren't going back to the gym because they realized after last year, hey, it's great to train at home. I enjoy training at home. Instead of going back, I might as well continue to build out my home gym, which is what I'm doing. Instead of going back, you know what? I already kind of came this far. Maybe it's, just keep on going. Just keep on accumulating equipment. So those of you that are looking to buy stuff, it's still the time to do it. It still hasn't gone up. There still hasn't been completely. You haven't missed out yet, but it's coming. It's supposed to be coming probably the next month or two with a lot of stuff, in terms of increases for equipment. Just keep that in mind.